What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I'm in kind of a weird location. I'm sitting on my bathroom floor, but that's because this is where I do my own eyebrows, and today I'm going to show you guys how I've been doing them lately. I figured since most of you are probably still quarantined and can't go to a salon or a threading parlor or whatever to get them done, this might be pretty helpful. I live in Georgia, so technically everything, well, salons and stuff opened back up today, but personally I will not be going to any just by my own choice. And before all of this started happening, I actually started doing my own eyebrows anyway, just because I found a good way that I liked to do them and I didn't feel the need to go get them done anymore. I used to get them threaded, and I feel like the method that I use is the most similar to how they would look after I got them threaded. I have naturally bushy eyebrows and I kind of like keeping them that way, and let's be honest, that's in style right now anyway. I hope that you have already subscribed to my channel, and if you haven't, please do that. Let's just jump right in, I guess. I look really gross right now. My hair's still kind of wet. I showered not long ago and I didn't feel like drying it. My face is super broke out for whatever reason. If you want to leave your skincare regimen down below, feel free to do that. I'm always open to trying new products because sometimes my skin will be awesome and other times it looks like this. So just ignore that, and we're going to focus on doing our eyebrows. Now, I'm going to be looking in this mirror a lot because this is normally how I do them, but I also have a hand mirror so that hopefully I can get close enough to the camera that you guys can see what I'm doing. The method that I use, the only things you're gonna need are a pair of tweezers, a clean eyebrow spoolie, this one is from Morphe, and a pair of scissors that come in like a manicure set. So they're smaller like this and kind of rounded, which makes it a bit easier. You can really use any kind of scissors that you want, but I find that these work the best to follow the shape of my eyebrow. Lastly, this is optional, but this is just one of the like face razors that you can buy from like Ulta and whatnot. I use those to, what's the word? Wow, I cannot think of the word right now. Oh my gosh, what is the word? I cannot think of what the dermaplane. Obviously, it's not actually dermaplaning because they use a scalpel and professionals do it, but I use this to kind of get rid of any dead skin and unwanted hair on my face, and I like it. But if you don't want to do that, to each their own. I use it to get rid of like peach fuzz and my little mustache that I got going. But the reason that this is optional here is because sometimes I use it to get my unibrow just because I'm lazy and don't like plucking it, and I also use it to kind of shape the front of my eyebrows, but you don't need these in order to do this eyebrow routine. That's just something that I elect to do sometimes. The first thing that I do is I just start by brushing through my eyebrows. I don't know if there's really a method to it. I just kind of brush them up and outward, if you can see that, just to kind of make them into the shape that I'm kind of going for. I like having brushed up eyebrows that are kind of feathered out on the end, so that's just kind of how I do it. And I actually like this look. I don't mind my eyebrows being a little overgrown as of lately, but I do have some growth down here that I just kind of want to get rid of, and I wanted to film this video for anyone who is stuck at home. Just take my tweezers, and that is when I start plucking any unwanted hairs. So the places that I tend to pluck are right here underneath where my brows start to grow down onto my eyelids. Not too much though, because I don't want the tail of my brow to be too skinny, but I will kind of clean it up down here, and I also will very precisely pluck certain hairs from the front of my brow that might look out of place or feel too long, just because that's the look that I like. As of lately, I'm kind of into the messy brow look. You might not be, so you can kind of go a little more crazy with the tweezers, but I like having just my messy, bushy eyebrows, so I don't go in too much with the tweezers. I mainly just use them to clean up and kind of shape them in the way that I want, I guess you would say. I normally tend to not mess with the top of my brow just because I kind of like how it looks, but if there are any hairs that are kind of unruly and growing up my forehead, I don't necessarily like that, so I will pluck those away. I do want to warn you though, don't get too crazy with plucking the top of your eyebrow, because that is when you mess up the shape and you will probably end up with eyebrows that you don't like very much if you go in too heavy on the top. You have a little more leeway on the bottom towards your eyelid, but if you overshape the top, there's kind of no going back. Now that I have kind of gotten rid of any hairs that I don't necessarily want there, I'm just going to focus more on trimming the rest of the hairs that are there so that I can get that feathery look that I like. So I just brush through here to make sure all the hairs I plucked aren't just like chilling in my eyebrows. And then I'm going to brush up on the front because I'm going to trim. These scissors have a curve, so when you use them, use the curve to follow the curve of your eyebrow. I find it a lot easier to do it that way. Just be careful when you're trimming. You don't want to end up looking crazy. And the reason I brush up when I do this is because of the way that I choose to style my brows. I kind of brush up and out so that I'm making them how I want them to look whenever I style them. So this kind of just depends on your personal preference, but I find this a very good way to do this. Now to do the outer edge, we're going to kind of brush them up and out like this. And it hasn't been super long since I did my eyebrows, so mine aren't too crazy. But now you're gonna go the opposite way and use the scissors to follow the curve of your brow. Now just do the same thing to the other side. And as you all know, eyebrows are sisters and not twins. Mine seem to be more like cousins. I don't like this brow very much. It never does what I want it to, but my left brow normally looks pretty good. In my opinion, you guys might not think so, but I like it. Any just little stragglers that don't look right, obviously go back in with your tweezers and remove those. But for the most part, it is pretty quick and simple. That took probably 5 to 10 minutes for me to do. Obviously, this might not be as cleaned up as you guys like. This is just kind of what I prefer and what I feel looks best on my face. I don't really like myself with super refined brows, so I tend to just leave them like this, and then whenever I fill them in with a brow pencil and use brow gel and stuff, they tend to look pretty good. I like feathery brows. Obviously, this can be catered to your preference. If you like more refined brows, spend more time tweezing, maybe go in more with the scissors, but I really like this method that I've been using, and it's quick, simple, and free. So I hope you guys enjoyed and find this helpful. This is something that I've been doing with my brows for probably the past 6 months or so now, instead of getting them threaded. Sure, not everyone is going to like how I did these, but this is the final product. Just, they're still messy, but they are kind of cohesively messy, if that makes sense. They're messy because I want them to be, not because they're growing unruly. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Leave me a comment, let me know if you choose to use this method. It's not like it's anything crazy, like I'm sure a lot of people do this, but I've had some people ask me to do a tutorial on how I do my brows, and this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Everyone, please stay safe and well. Bye.